Are you going to Animal Kingdom with little kids? I'm gonna give you all the tips and tricks. Not only did I used to work here, this was my home park, I was in the animal programs, but now I've taken my kiddos to Disney World about 200 times. I now have a 6 and 4-year-old, and one on the way, but there were many times that I've taken them since they were little kids. So I'm gonna give you all my best tips and tricks. What rides can they do? What attractions, what shows are gonna be best for your littles here at Animal Kingdom.
We live in Mickey's backyard, right here at Walt Disney World. I'm a former cast member and we're local pass holders. And we're in the parks weekly with our 3 kids. So we know it really works for families. This Animal Kingdom series was made to help you feel confident planning your day with little ones, so you can stress less, feel prepared, and focus on the fun. Our family of 5 loves to travel to create core memories and bonds that last a lifetime. We believe traveling with kids isn't just possible, it can be truly magical with the right tips, tools, and a little bit of pixie dust. On our channel, you'll find everything you need to plan your Walt Disney World trip, along with our Disney Cruise Line series and family-friendly adventures from places like Europe, Hawaii, and beyond. So if you're dreaming of more adventures with your family, be sure to subscribe. We're here to help you travel more together.
Number 1, arrive early. Makes sense, right? It'll be less crowded. Kids get up early anyways. It's cooler, especially here in Florida. Now, if you want to chat through personalized itinerary options for your trip, send me an email or fill out a guest interest form and I can help you save time and stress so you can take the trip and just focus on making memories. But we'll talk more about itinerary later. For now, just enjoy those early morning hours. This will help you get more done with toddlers at the parks, avoiding some of the stressors that might come later on in the day. Number 2, take advantage of Rider Switch. Now, this is a 2-part tip. But first, you have to understand what Rider Switch is. It's a great option offered by Disney that allows guests to take turns riding an attraction, while the other waits with the toddlers or family members that are unable to ride said attraction. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're a family of 4 and you want to ride Expedition Everest, which is a roller coaster not appropriate for toddlers. So, you will go to the front of the line, talk to the first cast member, let them know you want a rider switch. They will get your ticket information. And for this example, mom and the older siblings that are taller than 44 inches will be able to go through the standby line, ride Expedition Everest. After mom and big sister are done riding the ride, you'll meet up with dad, mom will take the toddler, and dad could ride the ride without waiting in the longer line and just go straight through the lightning lane. And while it's not guaranteed, the older daughter would likely be able to go as well, so they might get to go twice in a row. Now, Rider Switch is awesome because that means you are not limited to only toddler-specific rides while you're on your vacation. You'll be able to experience all that Disney has to offer. But what's your toddler going to do while you're riding the larger attractions? That brings us to part 2, which is know what you'll do with your toddler while you're waiting on the rest of the family to ride the ride. Now don't worry, there's going to be lots of options, and if you don't plan ahead, it's not that big of a deal because Disney has designed the park intentionally, and you'll be able to find things all over. However, it does help, and this is coming from a mom who's taken her kids to Disney over 200 times. So whether you are going to look around for animals, doing the Wilderness Explorer program, more on that later, enjoying one of the toddler attractions or one of the street performers, you are taking a walk to notice all the details, letting the toddler choose where they like to go, you're enjoying one of the cooler areas or one of the indoor locations so you can get some rest or even a nap in for your little one. Now, if you would like a resource and that would be helpful to you, be sure to comment down below and I'll consider making one. That would give you all of my best tips and tricks and things that my kids like to do around each of the larger attractions. Number 3, stay cool. That's right, you're gonna need some breaks and more on that later, but you need to stay cool, and even more so when you have a toddler because Florida is hot and humid and they dehydrate quickly. Now there's one spot in particular that is absolutely perfect for this, and I'll talk more on that later in just a sec because it is a tip all in of itself because it is perfect for longer breaks or for naps. But other locations to stay cool include some of the restaurants and, of course, the stage shows. Now, these are great for lots of reasons. Not only do you get to stay cool, but you have excellent entertainment for the whole family. Number 1, Festival of the Lion King. You get a nice, cool AC while enjoying the retelling of the Lion King with all different kinds of acts. And Finding Nemo, which is an excellent show. Both of these are about 30 minutes long. You get some air conditioning. The kids are entertained. You get to sit down. It is worth it. Tip number 4. Enjoy the toddler attractions, and a little tip inside this tip, if your little one isn't quite tall enough to ride one of the rides, say Expedition Everest for example, go see how tall they are anyway, see if they're tall enough, and the cast member might just give you a voucher for the next trip, which will allow you to skip the line as soon as you are tall enough. Now, I do have a full video all about the different attractions and activities for toddlers and little kids here at Animal Kingdom, so you can check that out after this video. I'll link it here and down in the description box below. It is also part of a playlist all about taking toddlers to Disney World. But some of the highlights include the Navi River Journey, which is a great ride here in the Pandora area, and it's a boat ride with all these wonderful lights, and it's fun for the whole family. There's also the Bird Show, which of course is for all ages, and the top attraction, in my opinion, of all of Animal Kingdom, which is the Safari. You can't go wrong. Every single one of them is different. I have lots of tips and tricks on how to get the best safari here. I was in the animal programs here at Walt Disney World, and so I love animals, which brings us to one of our other attractions that is a can't miss, which is the Wilderness Explorer program. It is all over the park and perfect for all ages, including your little toddlers. They're going to have fun putting the badges in their little books and everything. It's going to be such a blast. Now, another attraction here that is a tip all in of its own is enjoying the characters. Specifically the characters that you can't see anywhere else. We have had some of our absolute favorite interactions with Disney characters here at Animal Kingdom, and that's saying something. We've seen hundreds of characters over the years, one of which is right here with Chip and Dale. Their dino onesies are just too much. They're so cute, and I will forever miss them once Dino Land is gone. But what was really special is multiple times they have gone on these little walks and taken intentional time with our little ones. But what's really fun here is you also get to meet Mickey and Minnie at the same time, and my girls have absolutely loved this over the years. They love getting to go between the two characters, and they spend some quality time with each kid, and it's always fun to see which one they go to first. Mine have always preferred Minnie, and then Mickey gets a good hug afterwards. Now, they also have some special characters here at Animal Kingdom that you might not see at other parks. Moana is here at Animal Kingdom. While you can see her at Epcot as well, there are other characters that you cannot see anywhere else, one of which is Kevin from Up. She's super fun and wanders around the Tree of Life. Another spontaneous character is Divine, and she is really fun to see at the entrance of the park. My girls love when they get to see her first. And then there are some specialty characters that come only on specific days of the year, like Tinkerbell and Fawn. Those were some surprise characters for Earth Day, along with Princess Ada from A Bug's Life. These ones were super special, and my girls really love them. You can also go to Conservation Station and meet Timon and Rafiki, which you can't meet at other parks typically. And of course, you can meet Pocahontas. A highlight for us, though, is always meeting Mickey and Minnie. Now, you can meet several of these characters like the Sensational Six, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Pluto, and Goofy at other parks at Walt Disney World. They do come uniquely themed while they are here at Animal Kingdom, and I have had some of the better interactions with characters here, especially because other than Mickey and Minnie, the other characters typically do not have longer lines compared to some of the other parks. Of course, you're going to want to work these meet and greets in while you are planning your itinerary, so be sure you know before you go, specifically if you want to dress for the occasion, and that all comes down to your packing list, which we'll talk about later. Tip number 6, prioritize finding places and times to let them run free. My favorite place for this is about to go away, and that's the Boneyard in Dino Land, USA, here at Animal Kingdom. So let's focus on the other areas and why it's important. You might think I'm crazy saying they're going to need places to run around and roam free because Disney World is huge, right? Toddlers have little legs. They're going to get tired. They're not going to want to walk, let alone run around. Well, yes, a lot of the times they're going to want to be carried or in the stroller, and that tip will come in later, but just like they do at home, they're going to want to have some freedom, and they're going to want to make some decisions, and they're going to want to run around, and you're going to want them to do that in a safe place where they're not big crowds, where they're not going to get lost, where they're not going to get trampled, etc., etc. So make sure you know where those locations are. There are several throughout the park, especially here at Animal Kingdom. There are even more here than I would say at any other park here at Disney World. There are so many different trails and hidden passageways. The actual attractions, the trails, the Maharaja Jungle Trek and the Gorilla's Fall trails are great options. I've gone to the parks with Disney World veterans, people who have been to the parks dozens of times and yet they still didn't know where some of these hidden trails were. So as long as you do, you're going to have some smooth sailing with your kiddos. They'll get their wiggles out, so they'll be a lot more likely to be calm while waiting in lines, and when you really do need them to sit in the stroller for long periods of time. Trust this Disney mom on that one. Some of my favorite spots include inside the Oasis. My girls love the Bouncy Bridge. Really close to the Tree of Life, those trails, especially the ones in the back on the side that does not have the show letting out, are excellent options for safe toddler play. And there are a few in the back as well. Another one is Rafiki's Planet Watch, which we will talk about later. Tip number 7, make time for observing animals. Now, this is fun for the whole family. I am an animal girl through and through. I used to work here in the Animal Science and Environment programs here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, so it is near and dear to my heart. And if you see me in the parks, I will likely be spouting animal facts, whether you ask me to or not. But there's something about animals in nature for toddlers and little kids that they just love them. I found that most kids will observe animals and find so much enjoyment finding the animals and figuring out what they're doing, and they can spend hours doing this. Now, whether or not you want to allot that much time to observing the animals at Animal Kingdom for your trip is up to you, and you'll want to know that ahead of time, but at least factor in some time for animal observation. There are so many great animals here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Not to mention those ones on the safari that we already saw. Let me know if you would like a full list of all of the animals here at the parks. We're also a homeschooling family, so we homeschool at Disney World, at home, and all over the world. So we learn a lot here at Animal Kingdom, especially about the animals. If you would like me to make a video or some kind of audio version where you can learn about the animals as you go throughout the park, let me know. That sounds fun to me. I don't know, is it fun to you? Number 8, let them choose. Let them have a small portion of the day where they get to direct where they would like the family to go. Now, depending on your toddler's age, they might be able to articulate this, or they might just show you with them wandering around or reaching here and there, depending on how verbal they are at that age. Either way, this is beneficial for so many reasons. One, because they're going to be more willing to do what you want to do later on, and there will be less arguments there. But number 2, and more importantly, you are going to get to see the parks through their eyes. They're going to remember those little details that you never would have seen, or things that you might not have noticed, and you're going to have so many magical memories because of it. Next up, be sure to enjoy the attractions and activities with no wait. There are more details on this in the full video about the different attractions and activities for little kids at Animal Kingdom. So again, be sure to check that out at the end of this video. But there's so many great options. Some of our favorites include the dance parties with Viva Gaia. Seeing the parrots fly around the Tree of Life and then land very close to you is always a hit for me, let alone my kids. They are ecstatic every time they get to see them. We love seeing the Harambe Village acrobats and various other shows that perform here on the stage. A lot of the shows here are also interactive, so that is great when you have toddlers. And if yours are anything like mine, you know they'll like to dance. There are also musicians in various parts of the park. And don't forget that amazing Wilderness Explorer program we talked about. This is an award-winning program, which I was so thankful to be a part of when I was working at Walt Disney World as a cast member. While you adventure around the park, you'll learn about some animals, the environment, some conservation, and you'll earn badges along the way. It can be fun for all ages. This next tip is one that I'm sure anyone with a toddler will understand. But before we get to that, if this video has been helpful to you, which hopefully it has been if you've been watching this far, please give it a like. Subscribe if you would like more tips and tricks on how to have the most magical vacation on Earth, whether that's at Disney World or around our great big world, because we value spending time together as a family through travel, and we want to help you do the same. Okay, so next tip, be prepared to take lots of meal and snack breaks. We all know toddlers are more like grazers rather than people who can consume only 3 meals a day. And if yours are anything like mine, they have a very select palate, particularly when we seem to be traveling. But good news, Disney's Animal Kingdom has some pretty good toddler-friendly options, at least when it comes to what my kids know and love, and it seems to be pretty universal. Let me give you some examples. We can almost always find some chicken strips, french fries, apple slices, and mac and cheese. It's also one of my favorite parks for dining when it comes to adult-friendly foods as well, with a more diverse palette. Now, if you're traveling with a toddler, you might need that extra dose of caffeine, so don't worry, there is Creature Comforts, which is a Starbucks inside the parks, and Joffrey's Coffee is here all over the parks as well. And Animal Kingdom has no shortage of Disney sweets. My favorite is the large Mickey-shaped cinnamon roll, and of course your good old-fashioned Mickey bars and Mickey-shaped items. But tip inside the tip here. You can bring sweet treats from home and your toddlers will not know the difference. You'll save a little bit of money and you will have it on hand. More on that in just a sec. Another little tip about dining is to find the most interesting places to eat. For example, my favorite includes Flame Tree Barbecue along the water, looking out at Everest. Sometimes you will even see a flotilla flying by with some fun entertainment. And we also love the Harambe Marketplace. You can go to the back side where you can see the train passing by, and what toddler doesn't love waving at a train? Now, my biggest tip inside of our dining experience is going back to bringing your own snacks. They eat so frequently and they seem to want it right away. You'll save yourself some time and stress and money if you bring lots of snacks that you know your kids already know and love. And that brings us to our next tip. Be sure to pack your bag well. You want to have everything you think you might need and then some, things you might not have even thought of. So if you would like my full packing list, you can get it down in the description box below. I will be making a full video about what I pack in my day bag at Disney World, and I've done it hundreds of times now. So go ahead and get the list and subscribe if you would like to see the upcoming videos. Now, like I said, the kids are going to want to walk around, they're going to want to run around, and we're going to love to hold them and cuddle them and have fun. But eventually, they're going to need a stroller. And that brings us to our next tip, sticking along the lines of what you should bring to the parks, and that is a good stroller. Trust me, it makes a big difference. Now, I have tried out a variety of different strollers during my time here, both single strollers, double strollers, side-by-side strollers, strollers with kickstands, umbrella strollers, travel strollers. You name it, we've tried it. I do have my favorites in my Amazon storefront. If you would like full reviews on which one's best for which occasion and for which age kiddos, let me know down in the comments and I'll make a video about it. Or of course, you can always get my personalized advice as well. And of course, if you are one of my clients or one of my guests, I can help you rent a stroller if you don't plan on bringing your own. Sure, you remember that, and be sure to schedule it into your itinerary. Now, I do offer planning services at no cost to you, and I can help you build out your itinerary. I can hop on a call with you, and we can discuss what might be best for your family. Just fill out a guest interest form in the description box below, or send me an email, and I'll help you plan the most magical vacation on Earth while you stress less so you can focus on the memories. Along the same lines, this is something that we stick to no matter where we're traveling to in the world, especially when we're traveling with little kids, and that is to be flexible. Things will change. It will not go exactly as planned, and that's okay. It's actually preferred because then you're going to have more memories. You're going to remember those moments even more, and you're going to remember how you reacted to those moments. So, as Crush says in the Finding Nemo the Musical show, just go with the flow. And my last tip for you, other than be sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on a video, and check out our Taking Toddlers to Disney World playlist, would be to remember while you're here. Why are you taking your little ones to Disney? Is it so that you can check off every box to make sure you complete every single thing? Or are you there to make the memories? Now my suggestion is don't try to pack it all in, especially in these little years when that's not the most important thing to them. What's important when they're traveling with little kids is that they remember the feeling they had when they traveled. Yes, you're going to get some wonderful memories with them. They may even remember hugging Mickey Mouse for the first time or riding the safari, and you'll have all the best pictures and videos while having a blast yourself, but you might not get it all done. Remember, a toddler here is a toddler anywhere, and you're going to have more fun if they're having fun. What I missed? Do you have any other tips? Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.